And me and Punk weren't friends or anything, but we were, we knew each other. It was fine. And I guess he took exception to me wrestling in the shirt, so he told me before the show not to wear the shirt.
And on SmackDown, CM Punk will defend his WWE Championship against returning Kevin Owens. Kevin Owens, he returned at SummerSlam and won a number one contenders match. And since then, we've gotten two intense promos between the two, and a lot of their past has been brought up for Ring of Honor. So, not WWE hasn't gone quite into a lot of detail, but let's hear Kevin Owens from circa back in the day to tell you why he does not like CM Punk. Fair use.
Back then, I wasn't as big as I am now. So, but I wasn't ripped or anything. But I had no problem wrestling in a singlet. I just didn't think. I guess I didn't think. I think that the t-shirt look just looked better on me. That's all it is. I find the singlet just kind of looked generic and whatever. So I wrestled in the Ring of Honor a couple shows without my shirt and whatever, and then I could see that it wasn't really working. It's stupid. Like, I don't think the fact that I was wrestling in a singlet was responsible for it not working, but I had a hard time feeling like myself out there. And now that even the way I'm talking about it now, I think it was stupid that I felt that way. Like, it's dumb now that I know better. But I told him, like, hey, can I just wear my shirt? What does it matter? And he's like, yeah, fine, whatever, for the next show. And then before that show, I guess Punk heard of this, and he really had something against a guy wrestling in his t-shirt. And me and Punk weren't friends or anything, but we were, we knew each other.
That's been a focal point about Kevin Owens' gripe on the promos that have been on SmackDown the last couple of weeks.
It was fine. And I guess he took exception to me wrestling in the shirt, so he told me before the show not to wear the shirt. And I had already decided that I wasn't going to wear it, but, when he told me that, I'm like, oh, I definitely shouldn't wear the shirt. And I didn't. And then when I got to the back after my match, I don't know what happened, man. I was blown up, so maybe it seemed like it came off really rude, but I wasn't trying to be rude. Punk was looking at me, and I looked at him, and I said, are you happy now? But I was really just trying to kind of kid around with him, but he really took exception to that and reamed me out in front of the whole locker room about how disrespectful I was and this and that. And whatever. I mean, I yelled back a little, and then I realized, what the fuck am I doing? This isn't my place. I'm new here, and he's a top guy. I shouldn't be arguing with him. Plus, Colt was my friend, and him and Punk are friends, so I don't want any of this shit. So I said, okay, you're right. I'm sorry. I apologize. Whatever. And that's all it stayed. That's the way it stayed. But then that always, resonated in my head, like, don't wear the t-shirt, all this shit. That was always such a problem. And yet here I am. When I came back to Ring of Honor, I decided I was going to be completely different. And, I wrestled in the Ring of Honor in a singlet for years. But when I came back, I thought to myself, I'll be damned if I'm just one of the guys wrestling in a singlet or in trunks. I'm going to wear my shirt. I'm going to wear shorts. I'm going to look like I'm going in for a street fight every single time I wrestle, because this is what I'm here for. I'm here to fight the whole world. I'm not here to wrestle them. So that's my thing, and that's my logic. And it was also part of, Jim Cornette wants the Ring of Honor to be represented by athletes, and you associate that with guys that are in great shape and the nice gear and the professional looking. And I want to be the emphasis of that. I don't want to be that, because that's what Jim likes, and I don't want to be something Jim likes. So that's that was my logic between wrestling, and I took it to a step further. I used to wrestle just in a shirt and a singlet, and I put shorts on too now. So, and I still won the Ring of Honor title wearing that, when I had been told in the past not to wear a shirt. Well, I did it wearing a shirt and shorts. So I guess that says something about fighting the system a little bit, and it worked out for me. So like I said, I don't think my weight or my look has been an obstacle, really, because I overcame whatever obstacle it could have been. Obviously now, if I want to go forward and keep going up in wrestling, I have to make decisions, and I have to make sacrifices, and whether I will make them or not is still up in the air, to be honest. I don't know. We'll see where life takes me.
Colt Cabana.
All right, so we'll stop right there. So that is Kevin Owens on his situation with CM Punk. And immediately when they actually had their first interaction, when Owens was calling CM Punk Phil, you kind of got where it was going. And even to the point where CM Punk would sit there and said at the end of the promo, this was supposed to be professional, and they got into each other's faces. And now this last Friday on SmackDown, the confrontation got even more heated. Kevin Owens throwing some good jabs in there, saying Punk's breath stinks and things like that. That was fun. But this is something that has a lot of heat to it in real life situation between the two. And these things usually lead to the best things in wrestling. And what adds to this is that it is this match on SmackDown tonight or tomorrow night or tonight, whenever you're watching this, is actually in Canada. It is in where Kevin Owens is from. So that adds even more to the fire, where Kevin Owens somewhat has some type of a home court advantage, because you know that Canadian crowd's going to be really hot despite CM Punk being a babyface. But the one thing that everybody's pretty much been talking about when it comes to CM Punk about recently is like, they're not buying this phoniness. Kevin Owens too. And one thing we have not gotten from CM Punk since he's returned is him become a heel. And I think this would be the perfect time for the WWE to possibly pull out a heel turn for CM Punk. I think this is the perfect opportunity, because there's not a time that Kevin Owens would be any hotter than right now. And everything Kevin Owens could easily be validated, especially what I think is going to happen. I think that CM Punk is going to cheat to win this match. Well, cheat to win or get disqualified, and that will pretty much solidify everything Kevin Owens has been saying about CM Punk. And that will be the perfect way to build this even further. You can even continue this until Money in the Bank, because I think this has way more legs to it than just a random episode of SmackDown in Canada. So I personally think that CM Punk will either cheat to win or get himself disqualified in this match. And I think we're going to get a CM Punk heel turn, because the whole thing of people not buying this version of CM Punk, it's like you're not changed, like you're the same person. I think is a good way to turn CM Punk heel, and he could easily flip it around and say, you know what, I am that same person. I don't care about any of you guys and things like that. But I'm looking forward to this match. This match is going to be physical. This is definitely something that could be possibly one of the better TV matches of the year, and maybe potentially even a match of the year contender. So let me know what you guys think in the comments about Kevin Owens versus CM Punk on SmackDown, and let me know what you guys think about a potential heel turn for CM Punk as well.